Most of us are used to an encoding approach to foreign languages, meaning something like this. I in Chinese is 我, look at is can, it is 他. So if you want to say I am looking at it in Chinese, then you say 我看它. We hope that if we learn to encode like this for long enough, then we'll eventually be able to navigate the world in that foreign language. By contrast, a decoding approach means starting with something from the world and then trying to make sense of it. Let's take the periodic table of elements as an example. For the majority of us, this is horribly complex and opaque in our own language, so we'd never normally dream of looking at it in a foreign language. Well, that sounds to us like an opportunity to look at things from a different perspective. If you look closely at the table, even at the very beginning of your learning journey in Mandarin Chinese, you will start to identify patterns in the Chinese characters for the elements. You'll notice that all these characters highlighted in yellow have this symbol on the left-hand side. All these characters highlighted in grey have this symbol on the left-hand side. All these characters highlighted in green have this symbol in common. And that leaves just two more, which are highlighted here in blue. So in Chinese, the whole periodic table of 118 elements seems to be split into just 4 groups. If you then look at one element from each of those groups, you'll be able to guess why. Only 2 of the elements that make up everything in the world around us are liquid at room temperature. 11 or 12 are gases, and the rest are solid as a rock, and the majority of those are metals. Instead of us teaching you the symbols for metal, stone, gas, and liquid, through this decoding approach, you've been able to discover them for yourself. Now, if you want to take it a step further, you may notice that there are 2 apparent exceptions. The symbols for metal and liquid are actually squashed up versions of the characters for gold and water. This allows you to put another symbol into the other half of the character to indicate which specific element you mean. For example, platinum is represented by the character for metal combined with the character for white, because it's a white metal. Chlorine is represented in Chinese by the character for gas combined with the character for green, because it's a green gas. The element boron is called peng in Mandarin Chinese. And because this sounds like the word for friend, the character for boron combines the symbol for stone with that for friend. Mercury is called gong in Mandarin Chinese, and because that sounds like the word for work, the character for mercury combines the symbol for liquid with that for work. Through this decoding approach, then, you have not just learned something fundamental about the Chinese language, you have gained an insight into the world around you that you may have missed in years of chemistry at school.